This time I welcome forward Steve Mahr. Steve is one of the Ritter Church Renewal team members. You may remember that last summer, in the summer of 2015, the American Reformed Church Consistory voted to enter into the Ritter Church Renewal process in partnership with Western Theological Seminary, the Reformed Church in America, and the Christian Reformed Church in North America. Ritter is an intentional learning process, a journey of personal and congregational transformation with one end game: faithful and fruitful missional living demonstrated both personally and corporately. Together, ARC's pastors and a team of 6 ARC members are engaging in the process through personal reading and reflection, bi-monthly meetings, and semi-annual overnight retreats. The Ritter Church Renewal process consists of 2 modules, each lasting 2.5 years. American Reformed Church is in about the middle of module number 1. So, Steve, please share.
All right. Today I want to share with you about my experience with personal transformation. We've talked about that a little bit. In Ritter, there's 3 parts to personal transformation. It's like a cycle between reflective living, living in a community of grace and truth, and personal obedience. And then I want to talk about how that has connected with an understanding of the mental model of mission. This past July began pretty rough. On Tuesday, July 5th, Alton Sterling was killed by police officers in Baton Rouge. And then the following day, on Wednesday, July 6th, Philando Castile was killed in his car by a police officer. And then the very next day, on July 7th, Thursday, Micah Johnson killed 5 police officers and injured 9 others in Dallas, Texas. I was very angry. It's no secret to anybody that Sioux County is overwhelmingly conservative. So when people of color are killed by police, Facebook doesn't just blow up with support. That makes us all kind of uncomfortable, but that's our current reality. And it made me furious. See, it's also not really a secret that I'm a liberal dude. I have followed the protest movement for Black Lives Matter since Ferguson, and I've been pretty vocal about it. But that Thursday, July 7th, I went to the bathroom at work and I wept. Everything felt broken. It felt like everyone hated and feared everyone else. And it was making me feel choked, and I shut down, and I wasn't able to reflect. I moped around a lot, and my eternally wise wife, Emily, annoyed with my moping and worried by my silence, because I'm never quiet, told me I should go call Mike and Jeff Tolsma. So part of personal transformation is living in a community of grace and truth. So I went over there, and I yelled, and I cussed a lot. I pointed fingers, and I placed blame. And then Mike said, "We love you. You should be angry. But what are you going to do about it?" And that was truth. What was I going to do about it? That question allowed me to reflect on what personal obedience would look like. That leads us to the mental model of mission. If I am going to live my life like Jesus would live my life, that means I need to learn how to join God in God's mission to reconcile the world to God's self and restore to God's original design, and to do that within a missional community. Once my heart was soft enough to reflect and obey, a request came in by 3 different people to me. They said, "Will you hold a gathering at the coffee shop?" This led me to contact some folks I considered truly wise and experienced in guiding people through things that carry a lot of racial tension. Through their encouragement, guidance, and support, and the timely, helpful sermon that Mike preached about generosity, we planned a gathering for peace and unity. In my anger, I had made police officers and conservatives that defended them my enemies. In my anger, out of fear, others had made people of color into their enemies. The truth we wanted to express that evening was that all of these people are actually our neighbors. We began by remembering and lamenting, by reciting the names of all the unarmed victims of police violence and the names of police officers killed in action. It was quiet, except for the unified response of those present. We remember you, and we grieve your death. We broke into groups, all of us together, some young, some old, some women, some men, some people of color, some white folks, and we got really honest. We shared our anger, our fear, our sadness, our misunderstandings. We attempted to take what divided us and use that to build a relationship with each other. I can only speak for myself, but through this experience, I learned that by seeing my enemy as my neighbor, I was able to move past my anger and toward effective action. By the end of the night, we have found that we all carried similar questions about healing tensions. I personally found missional partners to begin the slow process of finding ways to engage in that healing process. I want to end by saying thank you to ARC. I come from a strong conservative Christian family, but I stopped attending church. I saw the church as an ineffective place where people pay attention or pat each other on the back for their good theology. When our family started coming here a year ago, it became very clear to me that at ARC, all are welcome. Together, the whole diverse lot of you reflect together, you live life together, and I have seen evidence that you obey together. It is my hope and my joy to be a part of this community as we consider the mental model of mission, and as Elizabeth and Mike have been preaching about how our faith can have impact outside these church walls. Thanks.
Thank you, Steve. Just a reminder that those Ritter Impact stories are found on the church website. If you go to the American Reformed Church website, way in the top-hand corner, there's a little button that says Ritter. If you click on that, you can read more about the Ritter Church Renewal process, and you can watch each person's testimony. Thank you, Steve, for sharing with us this morning.